Welcome. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Max. I'm joined with Sid. Thanks for joining us. This is Maxi's market review. We're going to dive straight in looking at the S&P 500 and the QQQ, so the Nasdaq indexes. We're on the monthly chart right now, and you can see the monthly close has been pretty bullish. The charts are starting to look more and more bullish again. You can see our indicator, especially there on the left side, never actually flipped to red, so it's always kind of been in a bullish trend.
Wow.
But
Ever since
2010, yeah.
the market crash which happened then, but it's never, like on the monthly, like it's always like the price. We got a few prints, but like Max said, the band hasn't flipped to change to match the print. Like if you see, we talked about this on the weekly where we got a fake out. Basically, that helped us avoid a bear trap.
Yeah.
Because we did get a bear and then it flipped back to bull. And but you see the band never changed color.
Yeah.
We talked about this in a previous video.
It's definitely harder. It's harder to call them bear traps on the monthly timeline just because of how long of a timeline that is. But it's definitely still looking really bullish here. So we have a bullish kind of like the strength band is looking really bullish, and then the end of the month for last month you can see that big long candle there at the end of the chart. Very bullish
engulfing.
Bullish engulfing close. So really looking bullish kind of all around. We're looking for the stock market so we're basically seeing what we had called out almost a month ago at this point when we were looking at the cup and handle kind of pattern. Since
let me see if I can have that.
Yeah, since both of these guys were kind of trading. Yeah, there it is. Perfect. It's the cup and handle is a technical analysis kind of pattern that generally leads to a price breakout at the end of that handle, which is the channel following the little cup that you see there. And then you can see Sid's already drawn out the line that goes from the base of the bottom of that cup to where the brim of that cup would be. That line would indicate how large of a breakout in price we're looking for. And so you can see, especially on the QQQ there on the right, you can see he's lined up that price target. And you can see we're looking for basically a breakout up to about 490, a little bit under 500 maybe on the QQQ.
Yeah.
And then similarly,
and it might take some time, I think it's gonna happen over the course of maybe a year, maybe two, who knows? But it's most likely our guess is most probably it'll get there.
Yeah.
But the time frame, it's hard to say because it just doesn't go up in a straight line.
Yeah. So basically what it's trying to tell us is it's trying to hit that mark before it hits lower marks below the handle kind of range. So it's basically most likely going to continue climbing and making, that high point be its next target before, potentially cooling off, moving down, or starting a new pattern. But that trend is still very much in play. We're kind of keeping our eye on it, and the breakout and the bullish close at the end of the month here really kind of play into this this trend really well, where obviously the close looks bullish. We look like we're probably going to continue pushing up, and with our expectation from the weekly chart, we are expecting to push up. So
I think we probably, my guess is that we start seeing new highs in the stock market the coming year.
Yeah.
So I think it's I know a lot of people are still kind of sidelined. They're still wondering whether it's the bull, bear, recession, no recession. I know I see a lot of talks around, but we've just been following our indicator and we've just been playing it. I switched it back to the weekly, but then here you can see how it called the top and then pretty much called the bottom. And then we've been sort of net long, bias long ever since we saw this bull signal on the weekly chart.
It's been going pretty well. It's nice.
Yeah.
So the stock market is looking more and more bullish, even though there may be a little bit of a in the coming days, not months or so, a little bit of a retrace back to kind of cool off slightly. We saw a little bit today, the equity markets were you can see that little candle that's been drawn there, especially on the QQQ. It's starting to close a little bit below where the previous month candle closed. That's honestly a little expected, I think. But you can see even...
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
I was gonna say usually like after the month closes, like price tends to swing in the opposite direction just to like wick down.
It almost feels
And
like there's like a battle for that price close, and then once the price closes in, then it's like, oh, and like
like cool down a little bit.
Yeah,
and
like
also
the bulls lose their steam a little bit at the end of their close.
Right. And but also I think like it serves an important function where it, like you get that SR flip, so it kind of like retests, it cools off. In this case, since it like closed bullish, it's going to cool off. It's going to retest support here, around here. That's for the SPY, and then QQQ around here, around like the 380 region at least.
Yeah.
So you'll see price sort of like wicking down there. And then if you like, if you change it to like the lower time frame, like say weekly, see all it's already trying to like wick. It's trying to like retest it to SR flip and then bounce and then continue higher.
Exactly.
And that's what it's trying to do.
And then during these kind of like market volatile moments, there's also quite a few of the short squeeze opportunities kind of coming back out on the table. And so we've been playing with CNV on our videos for a while, but GameStop is like a fan favorite as far as short squeezes go. I feel like everybody knows GameStop at this point.
Right. Let me change it so it's a little more cleaner.
Yeah. So GameStop was famously short squeezed, like you can see on the graph there. It very famously short squeezed from like nothing to $400 or higher. That wick isn't even doing it justice because you're on the monthly. If you were to like look at it, it pumped to over $400 a unit for a hot second.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that one that was for maybe like a day or two. But yeah, everybody
register on the monthly chart.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can see how basically we got the bull signal way before,
Yeah, the breakout.
Like basically here, if you look at the monthly, it's like, and we've, you'd have easily played it, and then like it was like thousands of percentage. Like it's on our website. Like all you had to do was like go along when you saw this bull signal, and then it like pumped.
And that would have just been for spot buying. You're not even doing options or
no
trading,
options, nothing,
no leverage, none of that.
None of that, just like spot buying. And then so now if you look at it, here's monthly support, see, and then it seems that price basically is trying to like curve up or form a base at like historic monthly support. I've drawn these lines out, and here, see exactly.
Yeah.
It's like trying to form a base. Carvana too. See, this is the monthly support. And it seems to, like, we still have many weeks for the month to close, but like if it closes with this like sort of bounce and this SR flip, then we're going to see the squeeze continue a lot higher.
Yeah.
I mean, we're already playing this. Like if you look at the sort of like daily chart, this is a daily chart.
Yeah, or buy
and
signals.
And see, we had the bull signal quite some time back with Carvana.
Yeah.
We bought here, and then it's started its squeeze. And then see, GameStop is also, now we got like a bull signal with the band flip, which is important.
Yeah, so I've been playing that one too. Just in our Discord. Time. I even bought a call option on the GameStop just to go full ape.
You're already like hundreds of percentage up today, right?
I think today was like 145% profit for that
crazy.
For that option. And it was in the money. It's in the money too. It wasn't like some absurd out the money option. I bought an in the money option on Friday last weekend when the market was closing, and then today feel good about it. It's nice.
Yeah, I just bought plain stocks, but like see, today it's been up. Carvana was actually it pushed all the way to like I think more than this. It was like 16% or something. GameStop is up 11%. That's just like without options too.
That's also just spot price moving, and you can see on the daily, Carvana looks like it's about to flip the strength band to green as well. So we're about to get our confirmation.
Super close. and GameStop, like we already have a
Yep.
nice SR flip. It's green, so I think like it could be, and with equities, like you said, looking really good on the monthly.
Yeah,
I think it might have momentum to like push way higher.
I agree, especially
So
because
we're in the
these,
train.
yeah, these two ones definitely pumped today, even though today was overall a kind of red day for
A
equities.
red day in the market.
Yeah, so if we get this continuing trend, to stick around, and during a green day in the rest of the equity market, we can definitely see, some of these nice short squeeze prices returning.
Yeah.
Hopefully, our or my option does well. Obviously, I also have just shares. The option is more of like a higher risk, higher reward position, but
Right.
that one I'm excited for. It's nice to see these kind of like squeezes back in play, and especially Carvana has been on our radar for a long time, and is also like we saw the long term kind of monthly support there. We're kind of forming a base, like Sid was saying, and getting ready to pack our bags for a rocket flight here. So let's keep our eyes on that,
Yep.
and kind of maybe play it, get some more tendies as it were. And then the next one is today's another, or not just today, this weekend too. It's like getting kind of green again in the crypto world. So we
Yeah,
have
let's
like Bitcoin
look at crypto.
and
And
Ethereum.
then they had nice monthly closes.
Yep.
So Bitcoin has closed above the strength band. Here, let
Yeah.
me
On the
make
monthly,
this
that's a pretty big deal.
on the monthly. See, this was the monthly close. It closed above, so that's really a good sign. We're just waiting for the bull signal,
Yep.
which could happen either this month or next month. Like it could happen soon. See, so I think that's my guess. But the band changing color is also a really bullish sign.
Yeah.
And it's sort of the signs that like the incoming, like the bull market is going to be on.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
soon,
starting to change my
which
tune a
was
little
expected.
bit. Yeah, I do expect the bull market to return, but for a long time I've had a hard time being like, this is the bull market is coming back. It's already back. And we are starting to get like longer term trend signals shifting into that, support of that thesis that the bull market is in fact coming back. And so
Right.
I
Like
do
if
think,
you
go on.
oh, I was gonna say like this Bitcoin on the weekly, and like we had it's just been up
Yeah.
ever since we had the bull signal at like, what was it, like close to like $20,000,
Yeah.
and now it's like more than doubled its price. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Oh yeah. I
And you
started
could
buying
see
some when we saw the weekly flip to green there. I was buying a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of altcoins, and I've been sitting on them. And almost all of those are more than double from when I started. And that
that's
I didn't
awesome
go all in or anything because again, I wasn't confirming on a
because
bull trend. And I'm not. My goal isn't to catch the very bottom of the market. It's just to trade the trend appropriately. And so,
exactly.
it's doing very, very well so far. But like you can see here, we're looking at the weekly right now. The SRSI is approaching overbought territory a little bit. It might be starting
Oh,
to.
it's actually like flatlined.
It's
So I'm
yeah.
guessing
It
we
wants to
could see a
chill.
pullback in the coming weeks.
Yeah, it wants to
And
cool down a little. So I
I
wouldn't be
think so.
too surprised to see this kind of cool off, especially when we look at on the right side there with Ethereum. On the monthly, we're very quickly approaching where the strength band is starting to form. Now that we have
Yeah,
enough data there on the monthly chart, we can actually have it draw for us.
right.
So it does seem like we're approaching pretty important resistance levels here.
Right.
Similar to kind of what I was thinking last week too, is like
Let's
we
see.
are running out of that steam a bit. We're also seeing, at least slightly, we were seeing rising price action with falling volume. In the past few weeks,
Yeah,
the volume is starting to pick up a little bit again, so it's starting to invalidate that divergence look, but it still very much has the feel of a divergence where we're having a bearish divergence, that is, where we're having a rising price action with the falling volume, which generally leads
like you
up
can
to
see
a
here.
breakdown. Yeah, exactly. There you
Yeah,
go. That's very
exactly.
clear there. Yeah, look,
Falling,
falling volume, rising
and
price.
then this is the rising wedge. You can see this little like triangle thing.
Yeah, so we are
So
still
yeah,
seeing that. So we're still keeping an eye on that and being like cautious in that regard. But at the same time, there is a lot of reason to be optimistic in crypto. You do have a lot of the spot ETF approvals kind of looming. That's definitely, if you believe the hype, that's definitely coming. If not Q1, then by like Q2 or Q3 next year, definitely we'll have those investment vehicles out there. There is quite a few large players like MicroStrategy still buying hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. And chatter about other big corporations and also nations like states trying to buy some cryptocurrency with their treasury funds, not crypto but specifically Bitcoin. And so lots of reason for like that chatter of like, oh, like it's a good time to get into these assets again. And a big kind of like takeaway here is that, any of us who've already been in this market for a little bit and participated with Bitcoin and stuff, you could consider that, we have successfully front run, like BlackRock or major corporations acquiring these assets in a world where usually as retail investors, we're the last people in line to have a chance to acquire anything. So it is really nice, especially from a personal standpoint of like, I've been preaching Bitcoin since 2013. Oh God, yeah. I was the annoying guy at work who was like, have you heard of this? For $200 you can buy a Bitcoin. Yeah.
Yeah, it was $200.
Yeah. But so I've been obviously on that train for a long time, but either way, it's really nice to kind of see, it isn't just that pipe dream of like, oh, I was able to front run Elon Musk. It's like, no, legitimately, like, Elon Musk front ran BlackRock, but we've been here for years. So
exactly.
Yeah, feels good to be like on the retail side for a change and actually be ahead of the trend, ahead of like the curve when it comes to, who gets to buy at the opportune moment. So this is starting to show us, there is a reason why a lot of optimism exists out there. I understand, and I do think the moment is becoming more and more opportune here to participate in these markets, especially if you have the stomach for volatility. Since
also as like the years go by, like it becomes less volatile, which is like we can see now. But like looking at the weekly, it seems overbought. We're coming up to like monthly resistance. We're close to that. But if we pull back, I wouldn't be surprised if we pull back. Like things need to cool off a little bit, but it needs to stay above the strength band.
Exactly.
On the drop, and for it to maintain its like bullish trend.
Yeah, if we pull back and test the strength band and bounce, oh man, I'm in.
Yeah, like
that's confirmation that I want to see.
3K,
yeah.
And also, it's either that or we like, we get a bull signal like this,
that too,
like we did earlier. And if we get that, then we're pretty much going all.
Then it's go time. It's crypto market
and
bull season.
And it's go time, and you might get pullbacks. Like that's the thing. You can get a bull signal. And
that's where it's important.
Get pullbacks.
That's where it's important to be able to stomach volatility and to participate in, spot buying, not necessarily like leveraged or margin trading. Like you don't want to have to satisfy a margin or maintain some kind of borrow balance when it comes to the volatility that can happen in these markets. So it is really not difficult to buy and then just hold, even if we see the price falls 20, 30% in the short term. Once we have our confirmation and we can be confident that the bull market is returning, and of course we have our confidence within this asset class from our enthusiasm about crypto to begin with. So once we have all that, then we can say our conviction is strong enough for us to stay in this asset. So then buying the asset, even if it does take a little bit of a hit, you'll view those hits as opportunities to buy rather than opportunities to panic about potentially selling what you've already bought. And that's very important, I think, to actually maximize your profit and walk away with profit at all, is to understand the volatility is a part of the market, and to be ready for that, even if it is following, immediately after a buy signal. Like even if we look at this previous bull print there, you can see if you had bought like the following month after that bull print closed, the price dropped for like 3 months straight after that. And how
and
dramatic.
Also we got the COVID crash, so that also happened.
Okay, the COVID crash is a little dramatic. So 60%, but probably like 30% before the COVID crash would have been.
Yeah, actually, it already did. Like if we take it, say from the week.
Yeah, if you bought the very top.
30. Yeah.
Yeah, about 30%.
Around like 30% is what we're looking at. And that's typically what happens in a pullback. Big pullback in crypto for Bitcoin is around like 20 to 30%.
Yeah.
And then of course all coins are gonna like go down even more, like 40% or whatever.
Yeah, they can really go swinging.
But you can.
It's why you don't want to be on leverage when you're trading these assets.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So this is more like long-term, like bull market buy and hold strategy, where like even if it dips, like you said, it's gonna like stay green as long as it bounces back above the strength band.
Yeah.
And we're still on bull, then it's fine.
And that's what we're kind of looking for to happen. And then once we get that print, we'll be basically confirming our bias that we're just looking for confirmation on now. We believe in cryptocurrency as like a viable like investment vehicle here to continue moving upward, but we want that confirmation. We're not just trying to trade off of our emotions here. It's about the chart. So once the chart can confirm that for us, it'll confirm it in a way that gives us conviction. And once we have the conviction, we can suffer a 30% loss and view it as a buying opportunity because of the conviction. And that I think is very important, that we don't, buy into something that 30% later we're just going to sell at a loss just to watch it go up 200x or something, or 20x. For Bitcoin, I don't think we're going to see a 200x run.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's quite the tall order. But yeah, either way, you can see it's definitely the markets in general. I would say, like as an overview, kind of like summary here, the equity markets very bullish. They've flipped to kind of bullish. We have our bull signal. Especially on the 3 month, we never really even got our bear signal, as far as we never got the colored flip. But on the monthly, very bullish close. We're starting to see, stocks looking to push into higher high territories. With crypto, similarly, we're getting more and more of a bullish sentiment here, although it looks a little bit more oversold. So it's a little more aggressively oversold.
Or overbought.
You're right, overbought, yes. Overbought, so it's looking for like an opportunity to kind of cool off on that overbought metric to get back down into like a more reasonable RSI range before I imagine we could continue to push up. We're also at a very, historically speaking, significant monthly resistance here, so I doubt we just blow right through this, but it's possible. Anything's possible, I guess, and no one knows what the future will hold. And we're going to keep our eyes on this, and we're going to keep updating kind of our sentiment as the charts and the picture develops further. So, I think until we get more information from these charts, I think that we're just going to have to leave you with that. We'll have to see what goes on. We'll come back. We'll check this out again in a week or so, and poke in and take a look and see how these predictions have fared. And until then, we're going to participate in trading long, participate in some of these short squeezes, hope for a nice GameStop or Carvana breakout like that. It would be a nice end to the year. So until then, we're gonna keep our eyes on this, and you should absolutely too. But until next time, we will see you and have a good time trading. Stay safe out there, and enjoy the bear market returning here, or the bull market returning, the bear market winding down. Exactly. For now, we'll see. We'll have to, like I said, we'll keep our eye on the picture. It can develop further, but for now, it's feeling a little good. I feel very positive about market sentiment right now. But yeah, we'll pop back in on this next week.